And so it's Halliburton who brings up the ball for the Pacers. Trailing by 10. And MP tries to bring out his best when he's matched up against any of the league's top teams. You know, he has said it publicly, but he puts a lot of stock in games like this one.
And that's the thing about MP. He loves a challenge. We've already seen how he can raise his game in this kind of a situation. I know he's more than fired up for this contest.
And so in the game for the Pacers, we've got Walker. Siakam is out there with Karl Anthony Towns. Then it's Halliburton. And it's Bolden in the two-guard spot. Now, this season, Clark is still very, very young. How much do you take away from these first handful of games of a season?
I think you take away quite a bit as a whole organization. You know, the front office execs are already thinking about how the team can do better, where they might be able to make moves to improve the squad, as are the coaches. So I think these games are important and valuable.
And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. You got for us, DA?
Hey, guys. Well, the Prophet in the last game against Sacramento played superb basketball. He had 44 points, and he was really dialed in from three-point land, making a lot of long ones. That stat line was really unbelievable. It's something you really had to see to appreciate. Back to you guys.
Yeah, David, in stretches, he was absolutely dominant. Greg, he'd love to match that performance tonight.
This team needs his contributions. When he's right, he makes winning plays time and time again.
For sure, and draws so much defensive attention that it opens up opportunities for others.
And last year, MP was named All-NBA for the third time in his career.
And that tells you everything you need to know about MP. He's in the top tier of competitors in this league. Great to see his game getting recognized like that.
Now here's Towns after the miss from Stephen Curry.
A prolific inside scorer since his first day in the league. Towns gets the job done down low.
Here's the Prophet. Siakam pulls it in.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
It's tipped. And it's the Warriors on the break. The Prophet with the bucket.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
You're exactly right. I mean, everything seems to be dropping. Impressive scoring here.
Now here's Walker. Still yet to score. Great look, but off the mark. Here's Kuminga. And the rebound goes to the Pacers. They're getting their first look of the season at the Warriors in this one.
And this is a rematch from the NBA Finals a season ago. They came up a little short, looking for some redemption tonight.
I agree with you. They're hoping to be the ones hoisting the trophy this season. Tonight provides an opportunity to make a statement.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Hey, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Warriors?
And they've set the tone from the jump. They're looking to pound it inside and score in the paint.
One other thing they've done really well, moving the ball around. They've done a nice job not settling for that initial option and making that extra pass.
And the first one drops. Moody's checked in for the Warriors. Pajemski's coming in for Curry. All free throws good from Kuminga. Pacers trail by 8. Halliburton outside. This one for 3. It's good from long range. Halliburton's got a couple of threes now in the first for the Pacers.
As fast as lightning, Halliburton gets it and shoots it in a matter of nanoseconds.
Here's the screen. The Prophet drills the three-pointer. The Prophet's got 9.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
Here's Nembhard. Lets it go with a 3. That ball's off target. It's his third miss. He's made 2 shots from the field.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear. They're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
Pass to Pajemski. 6 to shoot. Golden State needs to get off the shot. And another 3 for Golden State.
And the defense is in disbelief here. Triple after triple.
When that happens, you simply just hope they start cooling off.
Now, here's Halliburton. We saw him with 19 points his last outing.
And now we get a chance to check out Tyrese Halliburton. He's coming off an excellent season, and he ranked in the top 15 in points per game, one of the league's premier offensive threats.
And dropping a lot of dimes. He led the league in assists because he's the ultimate competitor, an absolute magician with the basketball. And that one falls for Turner.
And, you know, because Turner is such a good free throw shooter for his position, defenses really can't send him to the line too often. He'll make them pay.
Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. Siakam is checked in for Karl Anthony Towns. Shepard comes in for Walker. And it's Collier in for Halliburton. He's off on the second.
Physicality of Turner is such a big part of his game.
And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Well, I caught up with Coach Steve Kerr. Now, we spoke about the problems that Pascal Siakam brings to the table. And he told me Pascal is so good with room to operate, we need to find him in transition and take away space when he has the ball. Of course, that's easier said than done. Kevin, back to you.
Okay, David, thanks. .125 left here in the opening quarter. Over to the left wing. Back to Pajemski. Beyond the arc. Nembhard grabs the board.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it. They're tearing it up on the glass. You know, he looks a little off-kilter to me this quarter. Still trying to find his rhythm.
And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A three-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
The Warriors shooting their 5th free throw of the game here.
And their numbers from the line last season, they're good, just not great. About 77% as a team.
And those aren't the kind of numbers they can afford to repeat throughout this season.
Trey Murphy's checked in for the Warriors. Here's Collier. 11-point game his last outing. From downtown, and the rebound goes to the Warriors. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Sacramento.
Yeah, for that loss, you can credit their defense or lack thereof. Too many breakdowns on that end of the floor.
Yeah, and that's really inexcusable. I mean, there's just no way that you can justify that. When you don't put the work in on defense, you're going to end up on the losing end.
Here's the Prophet. Last time out, he had 44 points. Edey gets the bucket. Edey's got 8.
And the defense looks soft early on. They've got to sum it up. A little more sense of urgency.
Yeah, they've got to do a little more to disrupt their offensive rhythm, too.
Inside, here's Turner. No good, unable to end this run.
That's exactly the look they wanted, guys. Right guy, right play. Wrong result.
So as we end the first quarter, already a double-digit ball game. Warriors lead by 14. Live from Chase Center, you're what? And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And a very convincing performance here from the Warriors so far.
Aggressive at running guys to the backboard. You could tell it was part of their game plan coming in.
Yeah, and you know, when a team establishes an edge on the glass early, it really sets things up for the rest of the game.
So with Curry sitting on the bench, here's the group that Steve Kerr has on the floor. We've got Brandon Pajemski. Michael Porter's out there with Trey Murphy. Then there's Edey as the Prophet in at the 2. Down low. Puts it up. It's rebounded by Indiana. Siakam outside. Pass to Reddish. And here is Siakam. Fires for three. A three-pointer is right on target. 6 points for him.
Yeah, you got to get out on that. Siakam demonstrating that ability to hurt you from beyond.
Podziemski with it. Great to look at today's point guards. So many different types that can be effective.
And there's a lot more freedom for point guards to kind of explore the parameters of their game. Sometimes it's steady in an offense. Other times it's to ignite it.
And he can't get the first one. And the Warriors making a change here. Heald's checked in. And Indiana with a change here too. Bolden's checked in. Good on the second free throw. And so it's Indiana with it. They've only given up 1 point in the second quarter. That one coming at the line. They put up a nice win against Detroit the last time out.
And it could have been a lot closer than it was down the stretch, though. They were terrific.
Yeah, I thought they did a great job closing the door and keeping it out of reach at the end.
To the middle. Podziemski's shot is good. Podziemski's got 6.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Chalk up 2 there. Siakam's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And always nice to have an inside-out threat like Siakam. I mean, he can have an impact anywhere on the floor.
The Prophet with the bucket.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
Yeah, I love the fact he doesn't play the score. He just keeps coming, attack mode. He doesn't know how to step off the gas pedal.
Siakam against Porter. Shoots from the block. And Siakam with the nice bucket inside. 10 points for him.
With a harmonious blend of length and strength, Siakam has become a dependable interior scoring option.
Porter. Siakam pulls it in. Pacers trail by 13. Here's Bolden. And he's good on the 3-ball.
And the all-around game of Siakam, so adept at working the ball to open guys.
Pass to Podziemski. Some nice passing by Golden State. There's the pick. That's a 2 from Hield. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pacers will take. And a chance now to see how teams are faring across the league. Here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings. Look at Indiana. They ascend up the list to number 3 with some spirited play.
And I think for Golden State, they haven't started quite as fast as everyone predicted. But they're still one of the teams to beat, in my opinion, and still a championship contender.
Catching up on the changes for Golden State, Jonathan Kuminga. He's checked in for 80. And it's Stephen Curry in for Brandon Podziemski. Bolden, good.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give him from behind the arc.
Warriors leading by 7. And just over 3.5 minutes play here in the second quarter. And the Warriors miss again.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Pass to Nembhard. They get the rebound. Here's Collier. Lays it up off the glass.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Golden State's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Here's the Prophet. In the corner, it's Hield. Hield sets the pick for Curry. And nothing is falling for him right now.
A bunch of threes for him in this first quarter. A bunch of threes for him in the first quarter. But he's made 0 here in the second period.
And so Curry will bring it up for Golden State. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. Here's the Prophet. MR covering. Count it. 19 points for the Prophet.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need him.
A shot by Nembhard, no good.
Yeah, just a solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside.
Well, they're working the glass, really battling in that area of the game, and that's helped them take this lead.
And Kuminga throws it down.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
This will be his third free throw shot of the game.
And just 72% from the line a season ago. Not the greatest of numbers, but there are guys who are far worse off when it comes to free throw shooting.
Pass to Collier. Towns down low, guarded by Porter. Towns, no luck. Warriors leading by 10. And Clark, the debate around Karl Anthony Towns. Is he the greatest shooting big of all time?
Well, look, if you just want to go numbers, it's an emphatic yes. No 7-footer has ever shot it like that. Around 40% from three over his career. It's not just a 1 or 2 season deal. That's a multi-year career. So I say yes.
And the shot goes in. Holden's got 8 points here in this quarter. The Warriors have gone 4 of 10 in the second quarter from the field. And the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Now, Pascal Siakam is nominally a power forward, but his versatility at both ends of the floor allows him to play a number of roles. Siakam says that's where the NBA has been going. It's always positionless basketball. I feel like I can do anything. And in today's game, Kevin,